What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down how wide receivers can be a rare or different wide receiver from the rest of the guys on your team. So these are going to be great ways for you to stand out as a wide receiver, stand out amongst the crowd, maybe at a camp, at a showcase, whatever it might be. So I hope this video helps you guys out. I hope it could teach you a few new things. But also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you're maybe not sure what you should be doing in the gym and on the field, combining your workouts together for a schedule, check out that very first link in the description below for our 8-week wide receiver workout plan. We give you over 500 plus wide receiver gym exercises and on-field drills to do with the exact sets, reps, and we give you examples of each exercise. This is a great program for you guys to do on a day-to-day basis, so check out that very first link in the description below if you're interested, fellas. Let's get started. So now, we're looking at this route here from Kenny Golladay, but this is a fade route that doesn't go very well, right? And this is something that a lot of wide receivers rely on, especially at the high school level and the college level, and that is their size and their speed, and they don't know how to actually structure releases. So if I come up to the line of scrimmage, right, and I got to run a fade route, and I have a DB who's shaded to the inside like so, my number one goal is to be able to give the quarterback space to lead me and to throw me open when I have a fade route. So if I have a DB who's lined up inside shade, his sole purpose is to protect the inside. We know that he's completely fine with us running to the outside because his help is outside. His help is the sideline. And you see he's lined up on the almost past the bottom of the numbers, so we're already close to the sideline to begin with. So when a DB is lined up inside shade like this, you have to threaten him inside to get him to move to create some separation for you. Now, what a lot of average wide receivers do, what a lot of wide receivers who, maybe have some success at the high school level do, is they'll just take off and run. They think that, I'm just bigger than this guy, he's inside shade, so I can just beat him to the outside right away. That's not the case against a talented DB. I could care less about a bad DB. Against a talented DB, we need to bring something to the table. So you see how he gives a little hesitation move, but he just takes off to the outside. There was never any threat that he was going to be going to the inside, so this DB is going to stay patient. Now he's going to get into his cushion and squeeze me all the way to that sideline. That is an impossible throw for the QB when you have a DB who's right on your hip and you maybe have less than a yard to the sideline. And it comes from just simply not wanting to attack the guy's leverage. You're not threatening him to the inside. If you want a DB to move, you have to make him go. You have to threaten him where he does not want you to go. He does not want you to go inside in this case. So let's threaten him there. That is what's going to get him over anxious and get him to bite to the inside. So now we're going to show a positive example of this, fellas, because obviously this isn't the greatest example of a route in the world. He just kind of took off and ran. So what should we do? How should it look when I do this? So same kind of concept here. Now we got inside shade, right? Maybe about like 2 yards of separation. So what this wide receiver does is he closes the space and he threatens this DB to the inside. That is what it takes to get separation and to get open. So let's play at full speed. So he comes off the ball, closes the space, gives that crossover, and you see what that does to the DB. Because you're threatening him where he does not want you to go. He does not want you to go inside, so let's threaten him to the inside. Now, there's a couple different ways we could see this, right? So you're running a fade route. In my opinion, I think there's maybe 3 types of coverages that you'll see. You'll see either press man right up on the line of scrimmage inside shade. You'll either see like catch technique where he's about like 2 to 3 off, or you'll see off man where he's like 7 to 8 yards off. The same thing applies always. It's always based on his leverage. That's what wide receivers need to understand, and that's what wide receivers need to I need to get this point across to wide receivers so you can understand this and actually apply it. But no matter where they're lined up, no matter how they're playing you, it's the same leverage goal. So if he's pressed up right on the line, inside shade, okay, fine. I'm still got to threaten him to the inside because that's going to make him move. I just maybe don't need to close the distance. So when he's 2 to 3 yards off, what do you think I need to do? I need to close the distance, get into his cushion, make him uncomfortable, almost try to step on his toes. Then I threaten him to the inside. Now all of a sudden, it's like he's pressed up right on the line. I just increased the line of scrimmage, if you will. Now, let's say he's 7 to 8 yards off. What do you think you'd want to do? You'd want to go attack him. Let's go run at him, give him a hard fake inside, then fade back out. But all 3 of those, what do those have in common? You're threatening his leverage. If you want to be a different wide receiver, you want to be a rare wide receiver on your team, you got to know how to do that. You cannot rely on just your speed and just your sheer size, and you're just going to say, hey, I'm going to go run around these guys. That is not going to work at a certain point. In high school, hell yeah, maybe it'll work because the DBs aren't as talented. But if you get to college And you see it time and time again with these high level recruits, because you get guys who you're ESPN 300, but they're 6'4", 215 pounds. They could jump out of the gym and they don't know how to run routes. But when you get to college and you face a DB who actually knows what he's doing, actually has good technique, has good ball skills, and you don't bring anything like this to the table, attacking leverage, bro, that DB is going to lock that up and you will not be able to get separation. So you have to make sure we know how to do this if you want to be a rare wide receiver. Let's play this thing full speed, and then we will get to the next example for wide receivers and how you guys can add these tools to your game. Okay, so now let's take a look at the same scenario here. So one of the things that will make wide receivers stand out is pairing your releases together and pairing your moves together. So what do I mean by that? I mean, when you are running a fade route, what are we supposed to do against this look, inside shade running a fade? You want to attack him, get his leverage to the inside, then go run the fade. Give your quarterback space. So what I mean by pairing releases is I want to go make it look exactly like a fade, and I'm going to run a slant, but the release is going to be the exact same thing until a certain point. So let's play at full speed. Let's watch what this wide receiver does. He attacks his leverage, 3 steps outside, bam, got his hips to flip, and we just won on that slant route. That is what a rare or a different wide receiver will do, because they know that it's all a guessing game for this DB. DBs are smart. I give DBs a ton of credit. I think it's the second hardest position on the field next to quarterback. And I think if you're a good DB, you study a lot of film. You study the tendencies of a wide receiver. And, maybe in high school and youth ball, maybe it's not so much like a DB who studies film, but a good DB coach. So they'll say, hey, every time he runs a fade, you've seen it before, and we're inside shade and he attacks you, expect the fade. Don't bite too much. So now maybe we go here. We attack him. We're making it look the same. Okay, now I'm going to take 3 steps. I'm going to make it look like a fade. He opens up the gate because we're making it look exactly the same. And I could win underneath on that slant. Fellas, it's not that complicated in terms of press releases. So many guys try to do the fancy things, the footwork releases, and all that stuff's cool. And sometimes, it works. Doing advanced stuff works. But keeping it simple and being very, very good at the simple stuff is what will get you open. So many people overcomplicate it. Everybody tries to be the expert and the innovator in the release game, but it's like, fellas, it's not complicated. You've seen it time and time again with guys like Davante Adams, Keenan Allen, all the guys who are great off the line. It's not complicated. They are very good at 5 to 6 things, but those 5 to 6 things look exactly the same. So this is a great example of that. So fellas, attack and leverage, look like a fade for 3 steps. We call that diamond release, and break it right off. Let's play it again full speed. Great job by this wide receiver showcasing how you could pair those releases together and how you can make those releases look the exact same to get separation. All right, so last thing I want to talk about, because obviously we cannot make a video on playing the wide receiver position, being an elite wide receiver or rare wide receiver without talking about hands. Because a wide receiver with solid hands who could make every catch is rare. And that's something that every single coach, every single wide receiver coach wants to have in their offense. So this is Jackson Smith-Njigba here. And this ball is being thrown over the shoulder. It's a deep fade. And I want to show you how he has late hands on this catch. So let's play at full speed. So this ball is dropped outside shoulder. DB has no idea where the ball is because we were late with my hands. So what do I mean by being late with the hands? When that ball is thrown over the shoulder, so many wide receivers will do this. They'll run with their hands out. They'll show their hands super early. They raise their hands up because somebody probably told them to catch the ball up at the highest point when it's over the shoulder. You want to high point the ball when it's underthrown, not when it's over the shoulder. When it's over the shoulder, you probably want to catch it at a low point, not like down by your knees or down by your ankles, obviously, but you want to be as low as you can or as late as you can without giving yourself a high risk of dropping the ball. So when you got a wide receiver against a DB and the DB's right on his hip, he ain't running with his head looking back. He's playing us. When he sees our hands go up, when he sees my eyes get real wide, maybe he's expecting the ball. But when he sees those hands, he plays those hands. But you see, it's a perfect example with this DB. He looked back for the ball. He doesn't see the ball coming in. Maybe this ball's dropping over the shoulder now, but he doesn't know when to shoot his hands and when to play his hands because we didn't show my hands. We didn't give it away because he's not, like I said, he's not going to run with his eyes on the ball. So you being late with your hands, waiting till that last second to catch this thing is a great way to showcase that you're a different wide receiver, you are a rare wide receiver, and you are going to make those catches downfield. This is a tough catch. This is a catch that a lot of guys struggle with. But if you can be consistently good at being late with your hands, especially on, a touch corner, a deep post, a fade, where you got a DB who's always right on your hip, dude, that makes you such an asset to the team. And it makes a coach want to give you the ball. If they know that you're automatic with that catch, they want to give you the ball. And when the coach wants to give you the ball, that's more opportunities for highlights, big plays, which will set yourself up to get recruited, because that's what colleges want to see. They want to see guys make big plays. They want that rare wide receiver who's going to run good routes, get separation, make things look the same, but also finish the play. Everything that we have talked about today, fellas. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. So, fellas, over the shoulder catches, we have to make sure that I am late with my hands. That is what will give me success. All right, fellas, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section. Your guys' feedback is always super appreciated. We read every single comment, and like I said, you guys help keep this channel going, so we definitely appreciate it. And again, fellas, if you would like a full 8-week wide receiver gym and on-field workout schedule, check out that very first link in the description below. I'll see you guys next time.